What's good? You are watching the Best Damn Comic Book Show, second episode of 2019. Welcome again, guys. Thanks for tuning back in with us. If you're new to the show, welcome. We just talk comics here. Here at the beautiful DJ's Universal Comics in lovely Studio City, California.
It's not raining today.
Not raining. It's been raining all week, so Cat hasn't talked to anyone. He's like chomping at the bit to have conversations with people. So the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer dropped this week. Did you get a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I got to see it. Man, I love me some Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, he looks good as Mysterio. I mean, the whole movie looks good. I mean, everybody's going crazy over Amazing Spider-Man 212, first Hydra Man. But I don't. What I hear, it's not Hydra Man. It's just Mysterio creating.
But even if it's an illusion of Hydra Man, it's still Hydra Man.
That could be. Well, it could be a precursor to maybe a Sinister Six movie where Marvel's introducing these guys. One, we have Vulture and Shocker in the first movie.
Right.
I mean,
we got Scorpion too.
You had Scorpion too.
Yeah,
exactly. Not much, but you had a Scorpion. Yeah. You had Dugan in there.
So. I know in Homecoming, I watched it yesterday. Matt Gergen is the guy on the ferry trying to buy the weapons, and then we know at the end of Homecoming it's him approaching Vulture.
Well, he's gonna be Scorpion. I mean, he's Scorpion.
Right.
So you're
Venom doesn't exist in MCU. Right?
No,
probably not going to either because that movie made way too much money.
But I mean, I'm thinking with Far From Home. I mean, like I said, everybody's speculating, Hydra Man.
Well, there's two, and other people are also speculating on the elementals they're talking about.
But which elementals? That's the thing. I'm trying to figure out which elementals. I mean, I don't think he's ever had elementals, has he? The only one I can think of is what's his name?
I think people are saying that because of how big.
Yeah, but what's that villain? Fantastic Four villain? Alchemist. I mean, that's the only guy that I know that would mess around with like elementals like that. Right. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm like, forgetting something.
I mean, I think everyone's going to be wrong at the end of the day, but it's definitely created a buzz in that book. So if you have a copy of that book, get rid of that puppy.
Flip it. Press it, clean that CGN, get rid of it, because I don't know if we might be disappointed. I mean, look, we might at the end of the movie, we might get a Hydra Man.
Right.
Something might happen, and you do have a Hydra Man at the end of the movie.
Right.
But right now, it's all.
See, I've heard that there was in the animated cartoon series, there was a storyline where Mysterio was like making this stuff up to make himself look like a good guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen those. I mean, which one? The old ones?
The ones from the 90s.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen those. But that's the possibility, yeah. So, but that's the theme in this movie. What I understand is he's trying to make himself look like a hero. So, but either way.
Now, how do you feel that they put it out without like? So I was told that Sony put the pressure on, told them that they had to put the trailer out, even though like it happens immediately after Endgame. So we know now. Obviously, we knew Spider-Man wasn't gonna die, but at least let us pretend that he wasn't gonna.
I know, but look, it happens in comics. This is true. They get so behind the stories that they'll just forget it. Fast forward, and there's the story.
Right.
And that's the problem. Not owning the Spider-Man property, and had Marvel had money back in the day, because they were fighting with Sony in court over it, they ran out of money. Then this was before the Disney days. They ran out of money, so at that point they backed out, and that's how they lost. Right. They lost that battle.
Right.
So who knows? I mean, the only thing we hope for that whoever's in charge of Sony, which happens to be, I think their overall is. The umbrella is they have their life insurance company over in Asia. They're the biggest life insurance provider in Asia. So hopefully they get tired. Maybe Venom's a fluke.
I mean,
it won't. So eventually they'll sell the studio. Get rid of it, because again, has been bleeding them for a long time.
Yeah.
But who knows? Either way, just enjoy it. Because it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. I mean,
good. So we made a few picks last week that did pretty good. A couple picks.
Yeah, but before we go, dude, what's this whole thing with Mattina, bro?
Oh,
because remember we were talking about
I heard some controversy about him tracing.
He's tracing, and because remember we were talking, it's like, dude, we haven't seen the Mattina covers up for a while, so is everybody scaling back? Because I heard one of the things Marvel scaled back on this stuff because of that tracing issue. They didn't want to deal with them, so
but I don't understand what's the issue.
I guess he took a Punisher image. I saw there. It's on Instagram if you dig it up. he took a Punisher image from one artist that was a commission. I don't know if it was commissioned or paid for a statue box.
Yeah.
And all he did, he just overlapped. There's one guy on Instagram that has a, like, page by page where you see the change from Punisher to Batman to the guns, the position of the hands, everything. So he did it digital painting. I mean, I don't know. But
I mean, we did talk about how he was pumping out so many covers. You know, he might have been running out of time.
You know, it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And I guess he's been told before he's notorious for doing that. He's done it before. And
oh, really?
Yeah, that's I understand. You know, and he's been told by other guys, and other guys in the industry came to help him to catch up to that workload, whatever. But
so what we're saying is that Francesco Mattina might be the Carlos Mencia of comic book art.
Dude, I like Carlos Mencia. He's fun. Stop. Dude, they all rip each other off.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm listening to guys,
I know.
comics. They all do the same. Artists, they all do the same. Come on. Just every,
somebody
just
sees something they like and they take it and I mean, you can see it with some of the paints, the colors that they use. Like somebody else did it first, and I think Mattina has a style of coloring he does, and a lot of guys are using that now because everybody's doing stuff digitally as well. Like
it's just haters, man. I mean, you always trying to bring down the successful guy,
right?
You know, it is what it is.
I mean, I hope it's just a blip in the radar, and then
yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody's like, oh, what's going to happen to the books? I don't think anything's going to happen to the value of the books. The bottom line is there's a low print run on these variants. So is it going to hurt the secondary market? Maybe, but I doubt it.
It's something that people are going to forget too, because they look great.
As soon as he pops back on the scene, oh my God, let me go get him, and that's the thing with that. You know. Let's
talk about some of the picks we did last week. I said Conan #2 is a 1 in 50 Mark Brooks variant. It's going for $60-70, so a little over ratio. Not bad. It's not, and I feel like it's an underordered book as well.
Dude, they sold out on #2.
Oh, that's
so the book sold out. They were soliciting a second print for #2. Well, so there's something to Conan. I mean, it's Jason Aaron. I read it. I like it. I don't have to think about it. It's just barbarian stuff. You know, it's a break from the superhero output every week from Marvel DC, but without me having to step into the independent market. I still feel like I'm reading a Marvel book. I'm familiar with Conan. I love Jason Aaron. If you guys are not reading his Avengers, I urge you to. Those last couple of issues of Avengers have been phenomenal. Ages of Wakanda is like amazing. I mean, I don't know, it's great. I'm seeing characters that haven't been used, so I love that about that book, and I'm looking forward to the War of the Realms. I mean, I'd say, and again, Conan #2 sold out, low print run. You know, sold out before it shipped. I mean, literally, they were soliciting a #3 before #2. I mean, they were soliciting a second print for #2 before the actual #2.
That's crazy.
Shipped out. So
if you got your hands on this book,
and it's Mark Brooks. I mean,
it's a beautiful cover.
The guy's great.
Then we got Catwoman #7. So this got up to like $20 during the week, but you know, we got these guys undercutting.
Was that the Ben Oliver variant?
Yeah, the Ben Oliver variant.
It's a pretty variant, but everybody orders a lot, and it's that. I think it's that initial shock, and then it actually comes down.
Right,
you know?
but there's also Art Germ was doing the variants up until this one, so this one might have had a lower order, right?
Could be. Yeah, I mean, no, definitely, because I mean, I know I cut my orders down on Art Germ stuff. You know, it's just because. I mean, not on Art Germ, but on Ben Oliver, because I'm not familiar with how he would sell.
Right.
And that goes for, and you don't have it up for the Tedesco variant on Harley Quinn.
Right.
I mean, Frank Cho, you go from Frank Cho to Tedesco, which he's a great artist, but he's got no buzz in it yet.
Right.
That Harley Quinn cover jumped to, it was crazy. It was by Saturday, last Saturday when I went to Frankenstein's, there were guys selling it for $25, and they were selling it. I was there. It's like, let me take it, 25, done.
I mean, it's got up to $30.
Yeah,
from what I saw this week. So it's just, I mean, right now, what the undercutters, it all happens all the time. People hoard these copies when they find out it's hot, and they flood the market. But once those go, I personally think the print run on this book is not that big, like for the variant, anyways. So you know. If you can grab it for $10 now, it's going to go back up a year from now or whatnot. I think it's a good book to invest in, especially if you get it cheap.
Right.
But there's another book that we actually didn't pick and actually want to talk to you about it. So Shredder Goes to Hell had a 1 in 10 variant. It's going for 65 to 80 bucks right now.
No, but I mean, it's IDW, and again, it's who orders these books. You know what I mean?
Well, that's crazy, and that's that's what I want to ask you is like these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books. I mean, I know a lot of people my age are into the Turtles.
I'll tell you this: I only sell one copy of that title every month. And again, I always tell people, look, just because I sell one, there could be a guy that could be selling 80 copies of that book, but he can't sell a Spider-Man book to save his life. So sales vary per region, per store, but I can't see Turtles being a something that people knock down on my door. I mean, besides you and me, who else? And the new generation, they've tried relaunching that property so many times, and it's just not catching on. It's always going back to the same well, which is us. And a lot of us, I mean, you're competing for that Marvel dollar, for that DC dollar, you know what I mean? But both, I mean, it had the regular cover was really nice.
Right.
Besides the variant, I like the cover B, I think, was really sharp.
I mean, I think
cover A.
I think maybe the reason why it took off is because number one, not a lot of stores are ordering it, and two, Shredder's one of those characters. He's that cool villain character.
He's that Wolverine of Turtles,
exactly,
or Punisher, or whoever.
Right, or Storm Shadow.
Lobo, whatever.
If you grew up in the '80s, you're all about the ninjas. Okay?
Right.
So when there's that cool bad ninja. Shredder, and Shredder always had a real cool look to him, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you picked it up for cheap or something.
Then you're ahead of the game.
you're golden, yeah. But just something I wanted to point out. But let's get into our picks of the week, Cat. What do you got?
You know, I got Freedom Fighters from DC. I'm a fan of. I mean, I'm old. I'm 50. I like legacy characters. I like those stories, and again, as frustrating as DC has been to read, you know, them getting a continuity, them screwing it up again, then trying this, that, or that. I get it, but Freedom Fighters have always been, you know, Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters has always been a cool cast of characters, and you know, they relaunched it with Videnti. Looks like they spread out the Earths again. So this takes place on Earth X, which was a constant in that part of the world. The Nazis won World War II, so it was different. I don't think we had a Superman in that world.
There's a brand new comic book fan in the background, by the way, guys.
Yeah, and so I like this new incarnation. I like you know, they kept old characters, new characters, and again, it's Robert Venditti, and the guy. I mean, I've been bragging about him on Hal Jordan, how he's done a hell of a job after Jeff Johns through all the crap that they've put that character through. Which with Morrison, I can't do issue 3. I can't read that book. Basically, he's doing Judge Dredd with Hal Jordan. I'm like, oh my god. But again, going back to Freedom Fighters, I like that #1, real solid, beautiful artwork, nice covers. So I'm looking forward to #2.
Yeah, the covers are real good.
It's a mini series. It's a mini series, so you don't have to invest, you know, long term. It's 12 issues. I mean, again, Robert Venditti. You can't go wrong with this writer. So I'm looking forward to that. Shazam #2. I like Jeff Johns. I like Gary Frank. I don't know if I like what they did with the powers of Shazam, spreading it out. I mean, I get the Shazam family and the kids, and I hear the movie is geared towards a kid audience, not an adult audience, but literally, think of it like you're watching a Disney show or Nickelodeon show. That's what Shazam movie is going to be about, which is fine, because if it can get kids into the store, then I'm good, because that could bring in a new age of collectors, readers, a new generation. But I gotta trust Jeff Johns. I've always loved his stuff. He hasn't let me down. So I'm looking forward to Shazam #2. Teen Titans 26.
Bernard is back.
Bernard is back. He took a break. Bernard's back on that book. I'm loving what Adam's doing. I love both of them. I mean, they're such a great team to read. I mean, they're between Adam's writing and Bernard's experience at drawing these characters in general. You know, it's been a fun read so far. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #2, Chip Zdarsky. And again, another one of those guys that's pretty solid on everything he touches. I love his Marvel Toon one. We had a good Fantastic Four book before the Fantastic Four came back. But that #1 was fun, easy read. I'm looking forward to #2. Avengers #12. Again, talking about Conan and Jason Aaron. I mean, and I mentioned earlier, I just love what Jason Aaron is doing with the Avengers, with the global team of a global aspect of the team, and again with Black Panther taking an active role, and given a base of operations and starting Agents of Wakanda and seeing characters that I haven't seen in forever. You know, it's great. It's been a solid read for me. Guardians of the Galaxy,
the new team, and who's on the cover, guys?
Donny Cates writing Guardians, and we got
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Again, we've had a lull on Donny Cates' sparks or hotness lately. Again, don't
sleep on him.
Don't sleep on him. I mean, his Venom book's it's solid. It's still solid. And you can tell after this whole Knowles thing and Cosmic Thanos, Cosmic Rider. I mean, you can tell he's preparing Venom for something.
All I see is that Thanos number 12 book
just keeps going up.
It's just gonna keep going up.
But Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm looking forward to see what he can do with the team book. You know, I love his single issues, but a team book. So
and it's a new team.
It's a new team.
It's the third incarnation, right?
Yeah, Immortal Hulk number 12. Man, Al Ewing's been just killing with this book. We got, I guess they're bringing back an old Marvel character from like 60s era, the one below, I believe it's called. It's so horror oriented. It's like it's like that early Hulk run when they first created the tech character before he got into the superhero world. I mean, it's been great. That book first prints are starting. You know, again, Alex Ross covers, man, phenomenal covers. Finding first prints is tough. Uncanny X-Men Annual, Rosenberg, and all these guys that have been relaunched Uncanny X-Men. I've been saying they're working on this property.
You kids in your 30s.
You know, they're getting the X-Men back to where they should be. I mean, the Disassembled was phenomenal. I mean, the way it ended, I was like, oh my god, what are they doing? But you got Cyclops next week, Uncanny X-Men Annual. Cyclops back, and I can't wait to see that. I mean, we got the X-Men, we got Xavier. But we had Jean Grey, we had Xavier, we got Wolverine, and now we got Cyclops, which constitutes the main X-Men guys, which they were dead because they didn't have the movie rights. Right. Now that they're buying that next year, it's gonna be, you're gonna see
getting the band back.
You're gonna get exactly. And I've heard that X-Force got canceled. A lot of the movies they got canceled. So again, here we go. Wait for that Marvel relaunch, MCU relaunch of the X-Men, and it'll be like nothing we've seen before. I think it's going to be phenomenal. 2 other books I got next week.
These are retro books, right?
They're new stories.
They're new stories,
Marvel is bringing a horror line back. And I recommend them, both War is Hell and Crypt of Shadows. I think Crypt of Shadows is written by Al Ewing, or both they might be written, I'm not sure. But dude, Crypt of Shadows, incredible. Immortal Hulk. Al Ewing's doing horror like nobody's business right now. You know, they're covering their bases. Marvel's covering, they're giving you everything, you know. But yeah, looks like a good week. And
I'm sure for the zombie books they put out.
Dude, that zombie one shot was phenomenal.
Oh, it was a one shot.
It was a one shot. It was Simon Zombie, one of their longtime characters. Dude, great book. I mean, as much as they're making you try to like Moon Girl, they made her like, I mean, what she did was evil. She basically doomed humanity. You know, it's crazy. If you haven't picked up that zombie one shot, pick it up. It's a great read. 1 issue commitment, great read. But yeah, and I'm sure there's other books. These are they're gonna be my go-to books, or might be the ones I'm waiting to end my week with a bang.
All right, guys, this week in variants, very small week for me. I didn't really see anything that really. I was actually like searching for stuff to pick this week because it was, I don't know, nothing really caught my eye. A lot of the higher ratio variants too. I didn't see the artwork and I didn't bother. Like once we get to
a lot of it, it's
very rare. You know,
yeah,
exactly. I don't like picking 1 in 50s, 1 in 75s because it's
just for the sake of picking.
Yeah. So we got Teen Titans number 26, another Alex Gardner cover. I really like what he's doing with his backgrounds.
Oh, he's beautiful.
And they're all individual covers too. This one's the Flash. One of the I forget which Flash. He's the yellow.
His name is
Wally West. Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. It's a really cool cover though. I really like the style he's using. It's got a kind of cartoony feel to it. You know, slightly anime, but not too Japanese, I guess. But I like the colors, everything going on. I feel like one of these characters really takes off. These books are the ones that people are going to be looking for. Then you got Crypt of Shadows number 1. There's a JTC John Tyler Christopher variant. It's I believe it's a cover price. It's open
order. Yeah, it's open order.
The reason why I picked it was it's a retro cover, and these retro horror covers have been doing pretty well, and not just Marvel, but like
on the indies. Yeah, like in the indie stuff, comics. Yeah, they do a lot of reprints and they use horror. Yeah, no. So yeah,
and sold out. It's sold out at Midtown, so it's something to look at. But it's something to think about. Pretty cool. And then Guardians of the Galaxy #1. There's a 1 in 25 I really like by Perez. Are you familiar with Perez?
I've seen his work. Yeah, I mean, he's starting to creep up there on that likeness
right.
meter.
Really cool cover. There's going to be 75 million covers for this, so the print runs are going to be super high. So finding a 125 for under
should be cheap.
Yeah, you probably find it for $12-15 somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless you guys just being a jerk, but because
I doesn't want to sell it.
Yeah, it's not a highly
wait for the high price.
Yeah. I was gonna wait 5 years down the line, and then pull it out the ball.
if you wait
or if you wait 50
a lot longer, 63, you end up with one of these signed by Stan and Jack Kirby, or one of these also signed by Stan with the Jack Kirby and the inside cover. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so it's a game you play.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks for watching. You know the drill. Smash that like button. Leave comments. Let us know what you think. We will see you next time. Cat, take us away.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys support your local comic book store every week. Pick up your books. Remember, there's always, yes, it's easy to go on your computer, download this. But remember, there's a collectible value to these books. The print runs are alone. And when you buy the, if you just get the digital, you're literally just wasting your money. So
can't sell the digital.
You can't sell the digital, exactly. But yeah, go out there, support your local comic book store. Make sure you pick up your weekly books. Don't let the guys sit on their books. Let's keep this rolling. See you next week.